Alright guys, well, I'm back today with one of the absolute best LPVO options for a bullet-specific optic. This is the SLX 1-6 from Primary Arms, and they make them with a wide variety of ACSS reticles specific to a certain caliber, or a reticle for multiple calibers like the 300 blackout 7.62x39 we are looking at. And this particular model is actually the SLX 1-6 second focal plane optic using the ACSS Aurora 7.62x39/300 blackout reticle system, as you see here. These generally sell for right at about $340, which puts them in an amazing category of not breaking the bank, but getting a quality optic, especially with a very nice reticle system. This one also features a lot of cool things like the included throw lever and flip-up lens covers in the box, as well as illumination that gets fairly daytime bright depending on the lighting conditions, as well as that reticle pack with a ton of features, all for sub $350. I've been utilizing the SLX lineup in a wide variety of calibers, and this is the latest iteration that we are trying out on the channel, and I've got it set up specifically on this bolt action rifle because I feel like this is the perfect ranch rifle setup. Now, we've done a video similar to this in the past with some of the other optics from Primary Arms set up for 7.62x39 on an actual 7.62x39 bolt action rifle. This one is on top of one of my original 300 blackout bolt action Ruger Americans, and utilizing this new LPVO, it is absolutely perfect. This would also translate to a flat top AR as well, and those same bullet drop characteristics are going to be available in that reticle, no matter if you're using 7.62x39 or 300 blackout. We'll talk a little bit more about the reticle in a later part of this review, kind of detailing out all it includes and why I like it so much. I want to give a huge shout out to Primary Arms for sending this optic out at my personal request. I was building out this Ruger American, kind of reimagining what my bolt action kind of shorter range rifles were going to look like. And I've been loving putting LPVOs on top. They do everything you absolutely need, especially with a round like 300 blackout and 7.62x39 for different hunting applications and ranch rifle applications. Also want to give a huge shout out to Nautilus Ammunition for sending out the 300 blackout ammo. This was the first time I got to lay down some groups with this, and it was an absolute tack driving setup with the optic, the rifle, and this ammo. You can get this very affordable from Nautilus's site. They also have the code 704 Tactical for 5% off, and then they do quantity price drops as low as 85 cents a round or 88 cents a round. It's even cheaper after my code 704 Tactical. All of the information will be in the description below, but it ran great out of this setup. Now, the cool thing about an LPVO is the fact that this has a 1 power setting, very similar to a red dot feel. When you zoom it into the 1 power setting, this truly is a 1 power setting, meaning with both eyes open, you get a lot of peripheral vision. You can track something across a field like a coyote or different animals you may be hunting, and that allows you to get a better understanding of where it's going, where it's ending up, and then it's your just surroundings in general. Maybe there's a few different hogs you're looking at. That gives you a really cool option. Then you can zoom it into the 6 power setting and take precise shots and utilize that bullet drop compensation built into the reticle itself, as well as leader lines for windage and elevation, as well as moving targets, which is pretty cool. The other nice thing about this is the glass in just glass clarity, and the overall sight picture is perfect at the 1 power setting and at the 6 power setting. That's a lot of difficulties of some LPVOs, is not really getting a good sight picture maybe at the 1, but it's great at the 6, or it's good at the 6 to 4, but it's not really good at the 1. This one does a great job at every single zoom level. It also has a zoom lever actually bolted in that you can remove if you want, but it works out great. The turrets themselves are cap turrets, and the turrets have a pretty decent click, audible, and tactile feel to them. Everything's sighted in perfectly right out of the box. It tracked really well, no issues there. This is a 30mm tube, so any 30mm scope mount is going to work. I'm running some Monstrum Tactical rings. If you were interested in some different ring options, I've got a lot of reviews on the channel. The illumination knob works great and actually gets pretty darn bright. Not the brightest I've ever seen. Primary Arms utilizes some brighter options, but they don't take on this reticle form, and there's going to be a give and take through Primary Arms lineups, but they are one of the more brighter LPVOs on the market, especially with this reticle system. The eye box and eye relief is insanely forgiving on this, and that means how far away or close up you can be from the optic. For the eye relief and the eye boxes, up, down, left, and right, depending on where your cheek position is. And especially at the 1 power setting, this is great. If you're in a deer stand or you're set up for hunting and you're kind of moving around, tracking something with like a bipod across a field, or maybe one of the tripods like you saw in the intro, it gives you that little bit of wiggle room if you don't get perfectly aligned with the optic to still make out a great sight picture and engage your target. That gives you a little bit more versatility. If you were dropping this on an AR flat top and you were using it for CQB or personal defense inside your home, that's going to be key as well, because you may not get a proper cheek weld, but you can still make out your sight picture, especially at the 1 power setting. That illumination is going to be great for dusk and twilight shooting, as well as CQB for personal defense, again, if this was on a flat top AR. Moving along to the reticle, it really stands out. It shows you a ton of information. It gives you a lot of information about target ranging. It also explains that ACSS Aurora reticle, which is an incredible reticle for what it is. It's not very cluttered, but it packs a ton of information in. It gives you a lot of different information about the particular round, especially the bullet drop compensation. I sighted this in at 50 yards, as it said, and it tracked really well. I only got out to about 125, 150 yards with subsonic ammunition, but that bullet drop compensation worked out great on this reticle system. So it's pretty slick because it gives you all of the information you need as well for different loads for the 7.62x39 and 300 blackout. Primary Arms does an amazing job of just giving you all of this information in a nice little booklet. What I would like to do, and what I like to do with a lot of these, is you can roll them up and insert them into the grip of your AR or slide them into a pouch right here. That way you can have that information on hand if you forget, but it's actually very intuitive once you've used it a couple of times to remember, especially with that chevron tip on the reticle system for precise shots at a distance. I really love what they've done with this entire reticle setup, and it just makes this stand out above and beyond other $300 LPVOs. Primary Arms is second to none in that ACSS reticle category. They just do a great job, and they don't just give you one option. If you browse their site, you can see many different ACSS reticle options depending on what you want to use it for and what you like, but this is by far one of my favorites I've seen. Again, they offer this in a wide variety of caliber selections, so if you don't have a 7.62x39 or 300 blackout, check out their 5.56 lineup and a few others. You won't be disappointed. And if you're looking for something just a little bit different than this, definitely check out their entire lineup. I'm trying to review as many as possible because this fits the channel motto perfectly. A high value option that works incredibly well but will not break the bank, and it won't break on you in the long run. They just hold up well. They're durable. The glass clarity is great. I mean, there's really no major complaints with this optic. It's a solid option at a solid price. All of the information can be found on my campsite page, and my campsite page will be in the description below. I also have a Patreon page and a Facebook page, as well as an Instagram page with daily deal alerts, and that information will be in the description below as well, so you can find more information and maybe the occasional deal that not the occasional deal. I post a ton of deals over there, so definitely follow those platforms as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.